Last week, I was telling you about many different ways that your brain can play tricks on you. Now, this week, I will give you some tricks and some questions specifically that you can ask yourself whenever you're just about to freak out. Okay, so how do you make sure that the bomb doesn't go off? So what happens then is that you're in prefrontal cortex overload, you start panicking, it affects you at a neurobiological level, you start sweating, heart racing, you can feel anger, fear, hurt, sadness, guilt, terror, helplessness, and all these pieces of information that are causing for you to feel this way. Very often you could control them by the way you perceive things, because very often we are in a stage where we are actually exaggerating, we are catastrophizing, and we've seen that last week in our last brain function. So one of the brain function is that the brain will distort and make things that they're not really real. So how do we desamorph, and make sure that the bomb doesn't go off? And these three questions I've found are very powerful. They're from Brené Brown in her latest book. So the first thing you want to ask yourself is, do I have enough information to freak out? So you're just about to freak out, something just happened, and then you ask yourself, do I have enough information to freak out? What a great question, right? Because very often the answer is no. Very often the answer is no, I do not have enough information. So let's say, for example, that the power is out, and then you start freaking out because you have a meeting coming up. Well, do you know for sure that the power will be out for the rest of the day, or is it going to be out only for 5 minutes, or was it just a flick of a switch? So sometimes if we don't know yet how long is going to be the power outage, there's no point freaking out. Maybe we don't have all the information. And I could go on and on with many different examples. So ask yourself, do I have enough information to freak out? The second question, this is always a no. Will freaking out help? Brené Brown is brilliant. Really, ask yourself, will freaking out help? Will that help for me to start freaking out right now? Because when you start freaking out, you are in emotion mode. You're not in thinking mode. And when you're freaking out, you are accelerating your heart rate. Your heart starts beating faster. You start sweating. You're not at your best when you're freaking out. So the answer is always no. Will freaking out help? No, not at all. So how do you stay calm? The very first thing you do is take a deep breath. Close your eyes, refer back to the first question and say, do I have enough information to freak out? And then you ask yourself, will freaking out help? It's always no. And then the third question, that's very brilliant as well, thank you so much, Brené Brown, is this really bad? Or is it good? Or is it too soon to know? I like that one, because is this really bad? Sometimes it's just not fun. Sometimes it's just not good, or it's just bad. But is this really bad? Or maybe it's good. How could that be good? And let's refer back to many of my blogs where I was asking you to say, ask yourself what you're learning. There's got to be a learning from this. There's going to be a positive learning, a silver lining. So could that potentially be good? Or is it too soon to know? Maybe it's just too soon to know. So let's not categorize this as a really bad thing yet, because maybe it is too soon to know. So is it really bad? Is it good? Or is it too soon to know? So I thought I would share these with you because I thought they were absolutely brilliant. So how do you get rid of this bomb whenever it's about to explode? Do I have enough information to freak out? Will freaking out help? And is this really bad? Is it good? Or is it too soon to know? So hopefully these questions will help you in your day-to-day. And please, don't let you boss you around. You are in control of your brain. So be in charge, step in the driver's seat, because you are in control of you. So all these tricks all these blogs, they're always designed for you to use your brain better, so that your life gets much easier. So control your brain and avoid freaking out when you don't need to.